Greetings, fellow slingers. It's your trusted game master, Brian, welcoming you once again to Roll the Hard 20 podcast. We have another long episode for you this week, but first, as always, it's business time. I want to thank Eric of Washington for being the winner of the tag and tweet entry for Carrion Crown episode 12. I also want to thank and congratulate Jade of Indiana for being the winner of the tag and tweet entry for Carrion Crown episode 13. From me and the rest of the Hard Slingers here in the Rage Room, we thank you both. Your D20s are in the mail and should be arriving soon. And just so everyone knows, this is a weekly entry, and you can enter more than once. All you have to do is tag or tweet Roll the Hard 20 podcast and send me the link. My contact information is in the show notes. I will then private message you, get your address, and you'll be sent the first D20 of the most current episode to roll a hard 20. It's that simple. And for all you hard slingers who are new to the show, I want to let you know I am now posting old episodes to our YouTube channel, so be sure to find us there at Roll the Hard 20 podcast. You know, I like it when an episode manages to hit all the high marks. By that I mean when there's an even assortment of role-playing, investigation, high stakes, and combat. And let me tell you, episode 13 delivers on all fronts. But the episode does start out on a dark note. So be prepared for the doom and gloom. Don't think I'm going to spoil it for you though. So settle in and crank it up as Roll the Hard 20 podcast presents to you Carrion Crown episode 13, entering the Harrowstone grounds.
Well, you gotta beer him up so he can't.
I would try.
I got a sippy cup for you, that way you don't spill.
Thank
I mean, those texts work two ways. Tell her to fuck off. So we're going to try something new.
What? What are we trying?
We're going to try to do this and streamline it.
I don't know what you mean by that.
If you sat down and try to edit this thing,
Yeah.
you would know.
All right.
So we're going to try to do this without having to do too much editing.
All right. I don't know. I'm just trying to figure out what change that means for us.
Not a lot other than we got to just try to bring it. Ready? Greetings, fellow slingers, and welcome back to Roll the Hard 20 podcast. Carrion Crown episode 13. And with me, the Hard Slingers.
Yeah!
Yeah.
And 13.
Yeah. Lucky number 13 in October. Speaking of which, it's past midnight, and you've all agreed to meet with the proprietors of the Silk Purse at a designated time. You were presented with an offer by Lorman and Kess in exchange for the brass planchette that is in your possession. They offered you 300 gold pieces and friendship.
I don't really recall the friendship portion, but
you can't really put a price tag on that because they're such terrible people.
Well, it was their hopes that you might be able to move past recent events and perhaps engage in a business endeavor. And you told them, Talos.
You get nothing.
That's exactly what you
Yes,
said
that's
verbatim.
Yes. Yeah. I listened to the last episode.
that's right. No deal.
Well, that certainly changes things. I suppose that will close our end of business.
Are we done with the foolishness now? Can we talk business?
What kind of business would you care to talk?
You know as well as I do that this isn't really in your depth. You escalated something that you made on an assumption and then confirmed with the words of a coward and then tried to make a bargain.
So do you mean to tell me that you didn't acquire the stone
I don't
from
have
this
it.
facility?
I don't have it on my person. I don't have it.
No, you don't have to sit there and mince words. You don't have to spice things up. You know what we're getting at. Yes, you know what we're getting at. Did you take the stone? Be elf enough to tell the truth.
I don't have the stone.
That's not what we're asking. But I suppose that if you wish to be that way, then good luck in Harrowstone. I mean, that is where you are going to be requisitioned to go next, correct?
Correct.
That's too bad. Yes, too bad. To think that you'll be entering without the information we might have given you had we had a partnership. Yes, anyways.
You don't strike me as the smartest group of people, so I'm not sure what you hope to obtain there.
Well, tell me what you see when you look around the silk purse. What do you imagine you see here? You, Doctor, what do you see looking around this store?
Some trinkets, odds and ends.
Yes.
Oh, so you're finally done middling around.
I'm not talking to you. I am talking to your comrade, somebody with a much more level head. Yes. Let the doctor commence.
Little do they know.
You wear quite the poker face, Doctor.
Yes.
Well, Doctor, what do you see?
Just trinkets, odds and ends, jewelry.
Well, has it ever occurred to you that perhaps we sell more than just trinkets and knickknacks? That we have our tentacles in deeper pockets than that?
They have tentacles.
Most pawn shop owners do, so.
You see, in a town as small as Ravengro, it helps to be friendly with the lower people, the people that run the wheels. But there's always somebody in charge of them, and that is who we service. We barter for information to sell and trade. I don't think they like what you said.
No,
We don't
unfortunately,
believe
we don't
that-
have
Be at ease,
any
Cass.
secrets
No,
to sell.
you're missing the point there, Doctor.
They're gonna sell us secrets.
Yeah. Bye. Bye.
Bye, bye, bye.
Thank you, Barkeeper.
Name calling always. What the heck is that?
Cat? Did you have said a
All
cat?
right, I have set someone outside.
It's funny you should mention that. Erwin,
Yes.
you awaken just past midnight and find yourself still in room 110 of the Outward Inn. You had been relocated here by the owner of the inn, Sariana Vi, as you were told that there were some sort of problems with the doctor's room. But it was what had awoken you. Some kind of noise outside. A commotion, people talking, and then you hear a whistle blare out.
Once I hear the whistle, I get wide awake. I remember, I think, Oust and Talos mentioning a whistle going off the other night that they did not investigate. So,
Oh no, he's doing it again. Sick son of a bitch.
so I'm going to get up and I'm going to try to go find where the whistle, the sound is coming from.
Okay, as you put on your gi pants and you begin to oil up, preparing for action,
Yep.
grab your sword, head out into the main lobby of the Outward Inn, you see that a lot of the patrons are starting to move towards the front door and outside into the street, out into the town hub proper.
All right, I'm going to follow the crowd and see what all the commotion's about.
Okay. Talos, Oust, and the doctor, you're standing before Lorman and Kess. What would you like to do?
We don't hear any of that, do we? We're too focused in on this.
Hasn't happened yet.
Oh, okay, interesting.
Seems like we're in a standoff here.
One of you two were about to say something, so.
Well, I mean, my companion has told you, although kind of in a roundabout way, he himself never took the stone. If you have proof, present it.
How would we provide proof that you took the stone? If you were just going to be honest, you can keep the stone. We're more interested in other things, as I had suggested. The brass planchette. Bring a good coin to this facility, as well as some more notoriety.
Well, I'm being honest as well. My companion did not take the stone from the shop.
Nor is the placette up for sale.
Now, Doctor, do you know that he didn't take it? I mean, has he told you that he has it?
I'm sure at some point he told me
Okay,
about how he actually got it.
Okay.
Yeah. The,
Yeah, buzzes around,
the technicalities.
I ain't got it. It's just orbiting around his head right now.
This is another stuff.
I think we're wasting our time here, Lorman.
I believe so as well.
Very well. And you see the larger one, Kess, turns and walks through the curtain in the back of the store, huffing and puffing. And Lorman looks at the three of you, and he just rests his hands on the counter. What do you want to do? We're at an impasse.
I think my friends and I are good at finding things and taking things.
I am fairly certain of that, yes.
And you know that we will be going to Harrowstone Prison. And both of us know that an abandoned prison or abandoned anything is probably a great place to find antiques. And this place right here is probably the prime place to keep antiques. I think we will find many things that we have no need of. We can return here and sell them to you at a discount.
I would offer one other thing. I don't want to just pick through the things that you don't want or need. I would like first pick of it all. And for that, we will reciprocate in kind.
We can discuss that when we return.
I think it's fair to let them have first pick.
As a gesture of good faith, you should know that Zeke and his cohorts were nothing more than hired muscle. They fall like leaves on a dying tree.
And they fall into the river shortly after.
Wherever they went, that's whatever. But I would like to extend my portion of this agreement towards you. You see, when you took those ledgers, you took several books. Did you happen to look through any of them?
Maybe we did, maybe we didn't.
Well, some of them had historical facts contained within them. About the prison, about the prisoners that were detained there prior to the fire of 4661.
Yes, we knew of the fire.
It's quite some detail there.
Yes, we learned the prison was destroyed in 4661. Everyone thinks it is haunted.
What if I were to perhaps give you a little more information? Would that help to sweeten the deal?
How do we know your information's true?
Because they were taken from the journals of the prison itself.
I think this will work if we're able to see the information as you
Time
divulge
for a
it.
second. When we were studying those, is that when we found out about the Whispering Way?
No, that's we studied
was something
those
different, right?
separately. Yeah.
Okay.
You studied the Whispering Way through the Unfurling Scroll, correct?
I believe
No.
it was
No, this, we went back.
Lormo's place.
Oh,
we
okay,
went
got it.
back, but I just didn't remember if it was tied to the prison or not.
Okay.
Anytime we did the prison, it was always on its own.
Through the town hall. Through the books from the town hall.
Yeah.
Well, to extend the good faith, I will allow you to pick to know something either about the prison or the prisoners.
Wait, did we try to study the prisoners? Did we get anything for that? I think we didn't.
We didn't
We
get
never
much
did.
detail about
We
it
just- we-
from...
Erwin and I studied about the prison, and that's we just got the background on it.
Okay, so
I
we
said
have
about just being like roughly the information about the prisoners, meaning that it was originally started up as a town jail, then county, then it kind of turned into like a giant like Alcatraz for the
Okay.
worst criminals.
I think that
and-
was about the prison, though, not about the prisoners.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
No,
what I was
we
saying.
never-
we didn't learn about
never learned
the
who the
prisoners.
heavy
We
hitters
just
Okay.
learned that it just
So-
kind of became a bigger.
I think we're in
jail.
agreement that we know the least about the prisoners. So that's
Yeah.
what we should ask.
I agree.
All right. Yeah.
So I'm going to give you everything
Oh boy, here
below
we go.
DC 20.
Below DC 20. Wow.
Well, DC 20 and below.
Uh-huh. Oh, 20 and below.
Yes.
Shit. All right. Definitely take
Now,
notes.
when we get to DC 20, I'm going to have you roll something for me.
Okay.
Originally, Harrowstone housed only local criminals, but as the prison's fame spread, other counties and distant lands began paying to have more dangerous criminals housed within the prison's walls. At the time of the Great Harrowstone Fire, the number of particularly violent or dangerous criminals imprisoned within the dungeons below was at an all-time high. The 5 most notorious prisoners in Harrowstone at the time of the Great Fire were Father Charlatan, the Lopper, the Mosswater Marauder, the Piper of Illmarsh, and the Splatterman.
There it is.
Now,
Sorry.
one of you are going to roll a D10.
D10.
Yes.
Who wants to
And
roll
you're going to
it?
divide it by 2. And you're going to tell me what the number is. And that's going to be how many of the 5 I have. I'll dispense the information with.
Who wants to roll?
Do you want to roll for it?
No, we're getting too deep.
Yeah.
Want to
Eric,
roll for the roll?
Eric, roll for it.
Yeah, Eric, go for it.
I nominate Eric.
1s and 0s are both 10.
What?
3, 2,
3.
1. Do we round up or down?
You always round down in D&D.
I know.
Okay, so you learn
we can
about
try.
2 people. Going right down the list.
Wait a minute.
You know what?
Wait a minute. If we got a 1, that would have also been a 1. And if we got 2, that also would have been a 1. So a 3 should actually be 2.
All right.
Does someone else want a chance at it?
1 plus 1.
Okay, but if it
I'd be fine
rolls
with it.
lower,
Then you got to stick with it.
you stick with it.
That's fair.
We
You
can
wanna-
only lose 1 person.
Okay.
If you want to do it, I think
Gonna
it's
play
fine.
the gold doubloon. All right.
All right, new dime. Same thing.
Oh, we lost a dude. We went down.
No, it's still the same. Still
So,
only 2.
2 people.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Just out of curiosity, Alice, what would you have rolled?
I rolled for the double whopper.
No, there's no way he.
6. He would have got 3. What would you have gotten, Koosh?
All right, fine. This stupid thing.
6. Oh! We should have rolled. You never know.
Best 2 out of 3.
Yeah.
Number 1, Father Charlatan. Of the 5 notorious prisoners, only Father Charlatan was not technically a murderer. Yet his crimes were so blasphemous that several churches demanded he be punished to the full extent of Ustalavic law. Although he claimed to be an ordained priest of any number of faiths, Father Corvin, as he was also known, was in fact a traveling con artist who used faith as a mask and a means to bilk the faithful out of money in payment for false miracles or cures. He became known as Father Charlatan after his scheme was exposed and his Scarzani accomplices murdered a half a dozen city guards in an attempt to make good the group's escape. Second prisoner, the Lopper, whose original name is Vance Sastrel. When the Lopper stalked prey, he would hide in the most unlikely of places, sometimes for days upon end with only a few supplies to keep him going while he waited for the exact moment to strike. Once his target was alone, the Lopper would emerge to savagely behead his victim with a hand axe.
Well, I hope that the information is worthy enough currency to warrant getting first pick of everything that you bring out of the prison.
Yeah, I think it'll do.
Yeah.
How much
This
would
is
it
a
be
weird-
for information for 1 more prisoner?
Well, let me see.
And as he's thinking about it, you hear a whistle outside start blaring. Tweet, 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 tweet.
Does he react to it?
He looks beyond you, towards the front door, where the noise is coming from.
Okay, then yeah, I'm gonna. What the fuck was that?
Yeah. Think about your price, and then
He
Talos leaves.
pulls his hands back off the table.
That's the city watch. Well, get back to me. And he turns and he goes through the curtain.
He just went to like the back room. He's not even going to go investigate.
He's taking a smoke
Coward.
break.
Yeah. I'm on my break.
Smoke break. I'll be in my trailer.
You can't work in these conditions.
All right.
Fall
Also
out the
going to
door,
run
yeah.
out. Yeah.
As you guys exit the Silk Purse, you notice that all the other buildings that are around the town hub are starting to empty of patrons, people that are staying in the inn, people that are down there at the Laughing Demon. Everybody's starting to come out towards the middle of the town. As you look across, you notice Irwin leaving the Outward Inn and following a group of people as well.
I will follow after Irwin. It's Irwin, right?
Oh, yes.
It's still Irwin.
I'm just making sure. I feel like I always, like, before every session, I have to be like, Irwin? Which one?
Who are we playing today?
Yeah, who? Which one is it?
As you guys enter into the middle of the town, you notice that everyone is looking towards the south, towards the direction of Loremore's residence as well as other things. And they're all, what's going on down there? I don't know. The whistle came from down that way. What should we do? I don't know. What's going on? And all of a sudden you hear this, what the devil's going on out here? And you look towards Jominda's apothecary and you see Sheriff Kaler coming out, buttoning up his pants, pulling on his
I was
overalls.
about to say, I figured that's what he was doing.
I was 7 sheets and balls out. Do you know what this is all about?
Been
Is
working
he
on that
addressing
ride.
us specifically?
Pretty much the whole congregation of people that have gathered in the middle of town.
I'm not going to say anything, but I'm going to start as fast as I can move in my doctor's get up. Start making my way south back to.
Yeah. I also want
Loremore's.
to, like, push through the crowd to get out that way.
I have 0 dex, so I am just like a fucking rolling rock, just bouncing into
Bouncing
people.
around.
Yeah.
Well, it is crowded, so.
I'm just probably using the open space you've made.
Kaler sees you guys starting to pull ahead of the crowd, and he, hold up, boys. Where are you going? Well, let's not go off all half-cocked now.
Who said it only got a half one?
Good one. Not doubloon worthy, though.
Well,
We
we
tried.
heard the whistle from the south. That's where a lot of our important, possessions, studies.
Well, I still have my 2 deputies down there.
Well,
Where are they stationed?
Well, they're asking for help, as far as I can tell.
do you not recall what happened last time that whistle was blown?
I do.
Is Riff down there?
He is.
I don't think he heard the whistle. And he also doesn't know we heard the whistle.
He may not have heard the whistle.
Yeah.
He just heard
Yeah.
the
He just
heard
commotion
the
out in
commotion
front,
outside.
and that's what brought him out into the
I
center
meant
of
last
town.
time.
Oh,
Yeah, he definitely did not know we knew
Yeah.
that we heard the whistle.
At this point, considering town hall's filled, everyone's fucking. There's
I'm
something.
just saying
going
he
on.
ousted
yeah.
us.
People
you know?
are like heading towards that direction, but nobody's really in a hurry to get down there because it's like running into a burning house or, chasing down somebody that has a gun. You
Yeah,
want to
I
look
wanna
like you're
say-
part of it, but you don't want to be the one that.
I'd say we were probably spear pointing it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
you
think
guys were
we're-
definitely
Yeah.
leading the
Yep.
charge down that way. Erwin, you saw your buddies. Have you regrouped with them?
Yeah, I've noticed them in the crowd. I'm going to join up with them again.
Okay.
Yay, Irwin's back.
Hey, welcome back, sleepyhead.
Did you leave the key under the mat? As you draw nearer towards the south, you begin to see the Loremore residence to the west, but the whistle continues to come from further south. Most likely.
Keep pushing on.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
probably
keep
going to be
going.
at the monument. I have a feeling it's going to be at the monument, boys.
Yeah, at the very least.
Within minutes or whatnot, you eventually start to see a light source ahead by the memorial itself.
Can I look to see if I notice any figures moving around over there?
Sure, go ahead.
13.
13. You just see 2 lights, illuminated flames that are kind of moving around from side to side, but the whistle continues to come from the direction of those light sources.
All right. I'm going to keep pushing on.
Yeah.
Let's keep going, yeah.
So we're just going to the Harrowstone Memorial, right?
I think so. For now, we're heading towards the memorial.
Okay.
As you guys continue moving south, you eventually see that the 2 deputies are there with the torches in their hands. And they're kind of wheeling the torches around as they're looking, and you can see that there's already a few townspeople down there. Most likely they were closer to it, and they're illuminating the base of the memorial.
What seems to be all the commotion?
Riff looks at the 4 of you. I'll have the top. Oh, Sheriff, sorry, I didn't see. What's the problem here, Riff? I'm sorry, Sheriff. And he kind of looks away, and he just points a torch down at the memorial, and you see that there is a 6th letter on it. The letter I.
Is it written in blood as well?
It is.
The sorry? That's not a word? Okay.
Someone better check for a dog carcass.
I wish I went
Pervin carcass.
Perfect. Oh, God.
As the sheriff kneels down, give me your torch, Riff. And he takes it and he's starting to kind of look at it. He dabs his finger a little in it. Doctor, perhaps you might be able to better ascertain if this is how long the blood may have been here.
The doctor walks over, kneels down, examines the blood, rolls it between his fingers, and with a 20.
You can tell that the blood has probably been here for about 2 hours.
It's still fresh.
8.
Sorry, we're licking our fingers like it's still fresh.
Making marks on your face. Like
8. Had eggs for breakfast.
2 hours. Can you tell what kind of blood it is?
Oh, positive.
I'll do my best. With a 20, blood's blood, but more specifically, because I can't check what kind of blood it is.
Right.
I'm looking around for if there's any trail of blood coming away from here.
There's just blood all over the base of it. But whoever applied this letter made sure that nothing interfered with the depiction of the letter itself. You know, there's not blood all over by the letters. It's just at the base.
I can't tell what kind of blood it is, but whoever did it, they were careful with the application.
As you
Almost surgical.
What's going on here, Taylor?
I wish to implicate myself.
Kayla, what's going on here? And you see Vashian has arrived with one of his assistants, and he's got his regal robe on. You can tell slippers are on his feet. He's got a fez on his head. Oh, I should have known. The heroes are down here.
Yes?
Oh, that's us.
Doctor, what's going on here?
A new letter has appeared. The blood is still somewhat fresh, not completely dried.
What the devil? And he starts looking at the letters and starting to count them. As he's doing that, you hear another commotion coming from the water line of the bank. Now, if you look at the map, you'll notice that the river is next to the memorial. And you hear people saying stuff from down there.
M2 is the memorial, right?
That's what I was trying to figure
No,
out.
it's a building.
M2 is one of the council members' houses.
Is it?
What's the memorial?
Is it the
Or
one north
O?
of the...
O is the memorial, I believe.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah? Oh.
I mislabeled it wrong a long time ago. I was trying to figure it out. I had. Because
That's
Q is
Beaver.
Gibbs's house.
I just assumed B was the memorial this whole time.
B?
Yeah. I forgot what B is, but
As in
B is-
B is
memorial?
it's
Memorial?
Listing
bulletin
post.
board.
Yeah.
oh,
Oh,
okay.
yeah.
Oh, yeah. There's multiple B's.
Yeah.
Volcano.
So you hear this commotion coming from the water line. Down here, bring more torches down here, quickly.
I'd like to go check it out.
Yeah, let's go. Bring a torch.
You see torches begin to converge on the bank, and it's then that you see a small form lying partially submerged in the water line.
Old
Please be the dog. Please
Told
be the
ya.
dog. Please be the dog.
If it is, I told you we have to find the dead dog.
Please be the dog.
You see Sheriff Kaler kind of worm his way through the crowd, gets closer to the form, and he looks down and pull the boy up to the shore, please.
Oh, no.
From the crowd, you hear this unnatural wail, and you see Zokar collapse to his knees, and then go into a fetal position. As some of the people try to comfort him, he is completely unable to reconcile his grief.
We can still save the dog.
So we can, but I'll make my, the doctor will make his way.
Why are you so mad, dude? All right.
The doctor will make his way over to Zokar and offer him a vial. This will help calm your anxiety.
He just buries his head in the dirt. Just doesn't want to see, doesn't want to know anything or anybody. Doctor, I need you for a moment over here by the young one.
Fair enough. Who's ever taken care of Zokar will give him the vial and say he might need this for later.
One of the townsmember grabs it. She hangs out by him, trying to soothe him, trying to calm him down. His cries eventually become whimpers and just, huffy type. Doctor, I'm going to have to ask something of you. I need you to look at this young boy. Tell me what happened here.
Well, here's not the place to do it. We should take him somewhere where we can properly examine the body.
We don't have time, Doctor. We need to know now.
When I'm knee-deep in Nud, I can't tell what's guts and what's reeds.
That settles it, Kayla. First thing in the morning, I want for you and your 2 deputies to head into the prison. I want answers and results. You will get to the bottom of this, and don't come out until you put it into these whores.
Tell him to get laid.
No, I also heard it wrong.
There's a pause, and the whole area goes silent. I don't think so, Councilman. There's no point sending 3 men to their grave. And if you insist, I'll go in alone. But I won't throw my men's lives away for your pride. I'll help the doctor take the young boy back up to town.
I suggest we go back to now Kendra's residence. We can perform the autopsy there. We can all rest and get ready before we storm into Harrowstone.
Very well. Now, right now, it's probably about 12:30 or so at night.
Yeah.
So you take the young boy.
Well, I don't. I get some lackeys to carry him.
Oh, wow, great.
Not necessarily
Not
you.
us.
No,
Oh,
The
I thought you meant
townsfolk.
us.
Oh, no,
us.
no.
No, I don't call you guys lackeys to your face.
Oh,
So you want to head towards Kendra's place. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, at least you got the place right. It's Kendra's.
For now.
Could be somebody else's.
Yeah.
So you start taking the boy. Crowd's following you. Zokar is not with them. He's here to stay behind. Sheriff's leading the procession with you. And you come to Kendra's house. You see that all the lights are on inside.
Barge in.
Yeah, I mean, there's no point of asking.
Yeah,
We
at
got
this
the
point,
whole
just tell
town
the
behind us.
Who's ever leading the way, just bust the door open.
The door is unlocked. And you see, as you enter, Kendra is on the sofa. Dark rings under her eyes. She looks like she's been up all night. Still just exhausted. And she looks at the whole group of you, as well as the sheriff and
The 20 towns
yeah, there's like
in tow.
it reminds me of that scene in Silence of the Lambs where all the sheriffs are in there with with that one autopsy.
Kendra, I suggest you return to your room.
What's going on here? Oust. What's the meaning of this oust?
We've seemed to locate the young messenger boy, Pervin.
Well, was he missing? What do you mean, looking for him?
Yes, he's been missing for a few days. Where have you been?
I've been here where you left me a couple episodes ago.
I'm sorry, we didn't open the door for you and let you out.
I peed in the corner. Somebody's gonna have to get that.
Bad, Kendra. Kendra, I'd highly advise.
This is like turning into therapy for you and your dog.
Kendra, I would advise if you don't want to see this, but we're going to need this room.
Very well.
And I'll
Can
kind
you
of...
give me some explanation as to what you're going to do to the house I just sold?
Bring the body into the kitchen.
I'll be in my bedroom. She moves into the hallway down to her bedroom. You hear the door close and lock. So as you enter the house with the boy, You see that there is a kitchen table towards the far back. I'm assuming you want to use that as...
Yes.
Now, the rest of the crowd is still in the house. The front door's open. People are starting to light up smokes, trying to figure out what's going on.
Gossip.
You know, gossiping, want to know what happened to the boy, who was the last person to see him. It's just becoming more of a commotion than anything
Erwin,
else.
go flex your muscles. Go scare some of them off. I need as few people as possible.
Puts on the
All right.
fucking village people.
All right, I walk into the living room. Everyone, out now. We need quiet. We need peace. We will let you know the results when we know.
Make an intimidation check.
Punch one guy for good measure.
Add a +5 to that.
9.
9. 2 people leave. They basically make room for 2 more people to enter.
You gotta punch him, man.
Yeah.
You gotta beat him up.
All right. You guys
All
aren't.
right.
All right, time to murder everyone. Just rips off the shirt.
If you all don't leave right now, I will pull out my sword, and you will be sorry. Get out now.
They turn. A couple of them put their cigarettes out on the floor, and they all go out to the front porch area and hang out there, just kind of wait. Doctor, can you tell me what happened to the boy?
The body's on the table. The doctor, that doesn't count. It didn't land in the tray.
What, dude? Fucking
What the fuck, Doc?
dude, Doc's gone off the rails, man. He just misses the
roll.
tray. When other people miss the tray, Doc yells.
Yeah.
When he misses the tray, he gets a free reroll.
I like when my dice hits something and it rolls a crit. I hit something. You can't do it.
That's a crack die.
But
Good thing you got that hair off the table that it interfered with.
well, we can stick with the first one. I didn't get anything. So, pretty much the doctor begins cutting away all the clothes, turns around to who's ever near him. I need rags, clean water, and someone find me the couple of the sharpest knives you can in the kitchen.
Okay, I'll aid and
I'll look for knives.
Okay.
I'll get some water and rags and help.
You see Kaler is just leaning against the wall watching you work.
Sheriff Kaler, would you like to assist in the autopsy?
You know, I'm not very good with this, but I did send Riff to go get Jominda.
Fair enough. Well,
A few minutes later, you see Jominda enter with Riff, and she comes towards the back and, "Oh, Doctor, I didn't know you would be here. Can I assist you?"
yes. First, let's.
It's Pervin.
Yes, it is. But I forget we have a job to do. First, let's. Okay, so timeouts. I know where party people are at. You guys are running around the kitchen.
Yeah, with you.
Who's you guys?
Elves.
Talos and Oust are running around the
Gotta make it
kitchen.
radio friendly.
Yes. Erwin, you're just doing crowd control, right?
Yeah, I'm actually going to be outside, making sure no one else gets in.
Okay.
Okay.
He's gonna bounce her.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
medallions.
The big medallion, the Mr. T looking guy.
Yeah.
You
Guard
gotta
the
go
door.
home, man.
I pity the fool that tries to come into Kendra's residence.
Okay, so Jominda, first let's figure out what wounds poor Pervin suffered. Oust, where's the water?
Here
We
go,
gotta wash
stop.
some of this mud off of him and figure out what killed him.
Hand him like a jug of water and I don't want to say a bowl. I forgot what the name of it. Giant dish. I'll just call it that. Some
Tray.
rags.
Tray.
Yeah, you could
tray
just say
works.
water.
A
either way.
bassin.
A bassin. There we go.
That's the right word.
Yeah.
So
Someone
That
went
was
to
me,
med-
Sammy.
yeah.
I got that shit, yo.
the doctor and Jominda began kind of just putting water on just to get all the mud and other refuse off of the body.
And she's very gentle with him, and you could tell that she takes a lot of care with what she's doing. She's not a surgeon by any means. She's probably corrected more than her fair share of broken bones and lacerations and whatnot. But this is a child. She's never had to deal with something like that. So you can see she's a little stiff doing it, but
trying to be as gentle as possible. And as they remove his clothes,
Well, the gentleness helps. We don't want to disturb or make any incisions, cuts, whatever worse.
as you remove his upper shirt, you notice that he has been split from the neck to the navel, wide open.
Yeah, that's rough.
Go ahead and make a medicine check on that, Doc.
21.
21. It certainly appears as though the boy has been worked on medically. He has been vivisected, and that all of his organs have been removed.
It's like I suspected.
Now, when somebody's vivisected, it means they were worked on while they were alive. They were split open while they were alive.
Yeah.
That's all I'm going to say out loud. It's what I suspected. Jominda,
Yes, Doctor.
pull the trunk open for me.
Oh,
Chest.
I like that.
Yeah, I didn't know where you're going.
Visual.
You see her kind of spread the skin and the ribs apart a little, as much as she can do.
Just along the cut. Just open it up so I can. I mean, I got this big ass nose. I can only get so close. I got to get it in there. So as Jominda splits open the chest and the doctor starts to examine the insides of poor Pervin, based on what he's found out that he's been operated on previously, and attempts to now scoop out the innards of poor Pervin.
There's nothing in there to scoop out.
Oh, there's not. He's like sawdust and straw.
He's nothing inside. All of his organs have been removed.
He's just bone, skin, bone, muscle.
Like I said, it confirms what I was thinking before. Well, are there any other marks on the boy? Any fresh marks? Fresher marks?
She's looking around, and she doesn't see anything around the neck. She opens up the eyelids, and she says, "This looks strange, Doctor. There's something odd about his eyes. They have specks within them. I don't know what that means."
I'll have to investigate. But before I do that, I turn to Sheriff Kaler and say, go investigate the whole river again. The riverbed, check downstream.
I'll get my men on it right away. Thank you for giving me the order, Doctor. Appreciate that.
That's fine. Technically, you're kind of in my house now, judging by how everyone's hopping to my attention.
Yes, sir.
But don't send the men.
Leave old Quincy to his business.
Quincy?
Quincy MD, man.
That was Quinn.
No, Quincy. Played by Jack Klugman.
Oh, I was thinking of Dr. Quinn, the medicine woman.
Oh, Doc. Quincy. Guy from The Odd Couple.
That's even older than my reference.
I'm not. I mean, are you surprised?
Shut the fuck up.
Okay, so
Dating yourself.
God dang.
so I will turn to Aus and Talos. Talos, unfortunately, I don't need the knives, but thank you for checking.
All right, I drop all the knives.
What did you find, Doc?
Well, he's been cleaned out.
You mean they robbed him?
No, surprisingly for his entire chest cavity has been cleared out. There's no organs, there's no blood, but there wasn't that much blood at the scene. It was all pretty well contained.
What do you think they might have harvested his organs for? Some
Maybe
kind
there's a
of
black market for him.
It's hard to say now, but I'm going to take a look at his eyes. His eyes seem weird. Do any of you have any medical expertise?
I have expertise in the arcane. If his eyes look unnatural, I can attempt
They
to
do
look
look
into that.
unnatural. They look speckled in a way that they're shining.
No, they just appear to have dark spots in them.
So I don't know if it's arcane or not, but I'm going to attempt to see what I can figure out.
do have nature. I can go with that. Can I roll nature? Or,
Tell me how you want to use nature to help you with this.
kind of like if it's if this effect is natural or unnatural. So if
Okay.
that kind of thing.
Sure. Okay.
Nope, doesn't matter. Or I get the wrong information.
But I got a 16
The only thing you
for
can
on
tell,
a medicine check.
The only thing you can tell, Doc, is that it's not a natural phenomenon. At all.
I assumed it wasn't.
So you know it's not natural.
Yeah.
Yeah, the only thing I can do is roll medicine as well, but I don't know what I would be able to tell the difference between being natural and non-natural, but it seems like we already...
So if we know it's unnatural, we can try Arcana potentially at this point. I don't know.
I have Arcana.
Yeah.
Not unnatural like that.
Oh, I see.
Only unnatural that they're not part of the eyes. They're not supposed to be there.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Oh.
I mean, it could be some with Arcana, but
That
wasn't what I was
I
aiming
get what
with.
you're
Yeah.
saying.
That's what I thought you were going
yeah.
for.
Thank you.
Okay.
Well, I mean, maybe I did. Do you have a paring knife? Did you find a paring knife? Or perhaps a grapefruit spoon?
Oh, fuck.
Oh, we're going this way. Before we do that,
The most I've got is a small knife.
Well, did you find anything good in the kitchen?
yeah, we found a cantaloupe spoon.
I've got a bunch of regular spoons.
An ice cream scooper.
You're looking for a
Spoon.
a scooper?
Yeah, melon baller, grapefruit spoon.
Okay.
Something that will help me scoop an eye out of its socket.
I bring the doctor the smallest teaspoon.
All right. There are melon ballers in there, though.
Yeah, I bring him the small
Oh,
teaspoon.
perfect. If there is a melon baller, bring me a melon baller.
Let's do the best work, though.
A few
Okay.
minutes later, the sheriff comes back in. I've got Riff and my other deputy down there, and we haven't found anything, but I'm going to leave them down there at the memorial to watch over. I can't imagine what else could happen this evening, but I've got to get some shut-eye. I've got to get into the prison tomorrow morning.
Oh, Sheriff, if you want to get into your prison, you might need these. I swing him his keys.
I appreciate that, Oust, but I'm talking about the other prison.
Oh.
I will be going into Harrowstone in the morning.
There's no need to trouble yourself over that. We were going to head in that way ourselves anyway.
We don't have to go at first light.
Well,
At least after we get 8 hours of sleep ourselves.
I am an
And a
elected.
full English breakfast.
I am an elected official of Ravengro, and the council sends me where they feel that I must go. So that's where I'll be going, I guess, first thing in the morning.
We'll meet up with you when we can.
I'm gonna go get some shut-eye.
Oh.
I suggest you boys do the same. It's getting close to 1 in the morning.
But first, let me take this eye out.
Hey, but first, check this out.
Not that he needs to. He's just got a strong, driven desire to yank this fucking eyeball
Oh,
out.
yeah.
All right.
This is just for science.
All right. Go ahead and do
I am a doctor.
Do it. Yeah. The doctor knows. Do a medicine check. Pull that fucking eyeball out, yo. Let's see.
Ooh, that's a good one. That's 24.
24. This
Yeah.
thing scoops out pristinely. You see all the ligaments and muscle come out with it. Just bloop. What are you going to do with this thing?
Doctor, are you sure you didn't remove all the organs?
Doing a fine job.
I'm not good with organs. I'm not good with that
Just
part
eyes.
of the body. What am I going to do now that I pulled it out?
Here.
I'm going to,
I hand him a cup.
I put it in Rafu's socket.
no.
Oh, fuck.
I already did that once in another
Deep
campaign.
cut. Deep cut.
But as I do scoop it out, I will ask if anyone can find some strong spirits and a jar.
I hand him a mason jar.
All right.
Okay, so I plop it in there, and I'm just checking it out. And what can I do? What do we have?
It's kind of creepy how it always follows you wherever you go.
I don't have much. I'm just gonna do. I'm gonna do a medicine check on the eye to see if these speckled bits were like, kind of like the king of the hill, you pocket sand right in your eye kind of thing, if it was thrown in there or if it's something else.
Okay.
13.
You are unable to ascertain what's going on with this eyeball. But I will say it doesn't look like it's on the exterior of the eye.
This is beyond me. I'm only a level 2 doctor.
Erwin, what are you doing outside? You still outside?
I'm still patrolling, but is the crowd kind of dying down?
Yeah, most of
later?
them have left. Whatever interest they had is starting to wane because they're starting to get more tired than anything else. And they figure, well, he's already fucking dead. He's not going to come. Well, he might come back alive.
He might
but with one eye.
cremate him.
But,
But yeah, I think at this point I'm going to go back inside
okay.
and see what the results of the autopsy was.
It looks like it's starting to wind down. You see Doc looks like he's about to shoot a shot glass full of eyeball.
But instead I put it in my doctor's bag.
Oh, okay.
Oh, keeping it for later, huh?
Put that on the list.
That's why I needed I already put in doctor bag.
Okay. As the night begins to turn into an early morning, what do you guys want to do?
Sleep.
Definitely meditate.
Yeah. Trance it out.
Trance it out.
Trance it out, man.
It's
Me and Talos are trancing.
it's ma'am, sir. Anyways.
All right, so we're residing in Kendra's house?
Yeah.
Or are we...
So the morning comes, about 6 o'clock. You wake up. Where's everyone staying? Where'd you guys stay?
At Kendra's house.
Well, I understand that we're in Kendra's house.
Oh, outside the operating room, obviously. I'd
Okay.
go back to the original room that I think I was staying towards the front door by the fireplace.
Oh, yeah. Okay, by the sofa.
I was
Yeah.
in the
Okay.
study.
I never had a room, so I found a couch or something to crash on.
Yeah, I was
crash
laying on
with
the
me,
floor
yeah.
or something like that,
Okay.
yeah.
We're probably all pretty close to each other at this point.
I mean, we're just finding any available spot within the house. I particularly just not with Purbin's body.
You see Kendra leaves her bedroom, comes out, looks at the four of you. She looks towards the kitchen and sees the body of this young child. And then she just goes towards the front door and walks out the front door, almost to the point where she's beside herself.
You can't blame her.
You guys feel somewhat rejuvenated after the harrowing evening that you have had. After a few minutes, there's a knock on the door.
Come in.
Well, boys, are we ready to get going?
I think you still have business here. Got to do something about the body. We can take care of Harrowstone for today.
Are you sure?
I believe we could handle it.
I would like to give Zokar some peace of mind and know that we're going to take good care of this young... What the fuck happened to his eyeball?
Just,
It's part of the examination.
yes.
But at least we washed the body. He is ready for burial.
I recommend a closed casket.
The organs were also missing before we got a hold of them.
Oh, so you say, of course.
I got witnesses.
You could ask your girlfriend,
Fucking
Yominda.
ion stone missing. So he wraps up the body in a bed sheet, and takes him out front, and there's a horse there. He just gently lays him over with much respect and starts heading back towards town. Now, the Harrowstone Prison is to the south of town.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you guys want to do?
Head towards the entrance of the
Yeah, head to the
Harrowstone.
prison.
Yeah, just stock up on water and rations, and I'm ready to go.
Yeah. How far how far away is it?
Is it on that map? Or no, there's a new
It
map.
is not.
No,
It
it's
is
Damn
past
it.
the
Now I got to draw a new map?
It is down here.
Yeah.
Imagine it would be.
Okay, so
Little-
not
little
too
bit further
far.
to
You're
the
gonna
south.
draw a
Wherever that R is pointing to? Oh,
Yeah.
Jesus, that was close.
No, it's about another half mile away.
I'm gonna call Otto to join us,
Okay.
but that's about it.
You see him leave a local tree, just beeline it right to you.
All right, perfect.
As you draw nearer Harrowstone, you can see that it's located on a barren hill just south of the outside of the town of Ravengro. Its stark, sagging roof of its central structure is visible through a large gap in the surrounding wall. You can see a partially overgrown tract that seems to stretch its way from the southern edge of town, and it winds its way around to the east and then curves its way back north towards the base of the hill's backside and then back up along its southern slope to the prison itself. Upon following the road towards the prison,
Get ready to draw.
Yeah! Woo!
you see a 20-foot high stone wall that surrounds the prison grounds. Creeping ivy covering nearly every inch of what's left of this wall. And as you draw closer towards the front of this wall, you see a sagging wood and metal gate between a pair of stone guard towers that once barred the entrance to Harrowstone. Only now the gates negligently hang open, creaking softly in the wind. You also notice that there are 2 towers along the western part of the wall. They look like observation towers that seem to stand about 10 feet higher than the 20-foot high wall. They, as well, are covered with ivy.
Okay. And from here we can tell that both the towers are unoccupied.
Yeah, the whole place looks dilapidated.
Mm-hmm.
As
Seems
the
like to be abandoned for quite some long time.
yeah, as you made your way, like this way's north. It's kind of cattywampus. But as you came south from Ravengro and went towards the east, you notice there's a large body of water that appears to have broken through the eastern wall, sogged up that whole area, and then it comes back around because it's up on a hill.
Oh, okay.
So you came around and then you went back up, and you could see that there's the entrance right here. There's 2 observation towers right here, and this is the main structure that you can see when you were coming from Ravengro. But whatever's inside the main area, you really can't tell.
This place is huge.
Yeah. Does anyone wish to turn back? This is the time to do it.
Yeah, we've gone
We're
too
already
far.
Not
here.
yet.
Yeah, let's go inside.
All right. I guess we step forth past the gate.
Okay. What is your marching order?
Should I go first?
You can go, yeah,
Tank here.
I'll go second.
Yeah, I'll go first.
Okay. First, Talos second.
Yeah.
Third.
Doctor's
Doc's
bringing up
bringing
the
up-
rear.
Okay. As you touch the gate, make a con save.
What the fuck?
Oh, God.
Be something good. Be something good.
What is it? 10.
Fuck. Dude, Brian really wants to kill.
I know.
You grab the sides of your head, and you immediately seem to just freak out. This madness just encompasses your brain for the next 2 minutes.
Shit.
It's almost as though it's almost as though a scream is trying to escape from your mind.
Oh, God.
Fuck.
You see Erwin grab his temples. His eyes get wide. His mouth opens up like he wants to scream, and he's just silent. Just
Talos, what did you do to him?
This wasn't me. I promise. Normally this would be, but not this time.
What happened?
Can I roll Arcana?
sure.
21.
From what you could see from what happened to him, just from what he did, it would appear to be some kind of residual phantasmal energy that resided within the structure of Harrowstone. Oh, is that list?
Yeah, dude, I pulled that.
Oh, no
out.
shit.
We got some holy water. We've got scrolls of protection from evil. Oh, we've only got one of those. And then sunrod. And then we have
Those are items we found at the at the Wrestlands,
where is this other thing? And we have haunt siphons.
which were the little canisters that would capture
Capture
the haunts.
capture haunts.
As you are looking at him, trying to decide what in your inventory may eventually help him, you see his face start to regain its composure.
Oh.
He seems to come back from wherever he was at.
What was that?
I don't know. It just felt like there was just like this screaming sound in my head, and it felt like it was trapped inside, and I couldn't think, I couldn't see, I couldn't do anything. It just encompassed everything.
Try touching the door again.
Okay.
Nothing happens.
Thank God.
Whatever you felt originally has dissipated.
It's almost as though you let something free that had been held.
That sounds great.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
Phantasmal.
Oh, yeah. There we go.
So as you see the gates swing open, and then before you, you see this derelict area. You see that there's a lot of weeds. To the east, you notice that there's a large body of water. In the center portion of the grounds, you do see the large prison itself. You see that the 2-story stone building that looms in the center of the prison grounds, it's got ivy and moss clinging tenaciously to the walls, while above, the wooden shingles of the roof are missing in some areas entirely, exposing the wooden rafters of the upper structure to the sky. Here and there, leering stone gargoyles are perched on eaves, and you could tell that at one time they probably functioned as drain spouts as well as decorations, but now they just seem to serve more of an ominous role. Many of these stone decorations have crumbled away and lie in ruined piles on the soggy ground below. Windows in the building's facade are narrow and blocked by grills of rusty iron bars. You see stone columns support a slumping wooden balcony over the building's wooden front doors, both of which hang askew and reveal dark glimpses of chambers within. You also see that there's a structure in front of the prison. It appears to be a modest home of some type.
Groundkeepers.
Yeah. Let's investigate that first.
Sure. I would say that too, yeah.
Take a little small thing first.
Go to that one.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sorry, is this...
That's an eraser.
This is an eraser. But is it also...
Is it also north?
That's north, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I guess I'm still leading, so I'll see if is the door open? Or is it kind of like...
As you get closer to this small brick house, you can tell that it's overgrown with sheets of ivy, and the roof sags ominously. Its front door also hangs askew, and you see inside that there's appears to be old furniture laying on the floor. You see a lot of the rafters have fallen down from the ceiling. You can tell that it has a high vaulted ceiling, but that's really all you could tell from the entrance.
Do we see any personal effects or anything like that in...
Not from outside of the building.
Oh,
it's relatively dark within. What's that?
I thought we walked in.
Okay,
Sorry.
well, go ahead and tell me what you guys want to do.
I'll walk in.
Maestro?
Erwin, open the door.
It's already open.
Open the door.
I can't, it's already open.
Open it
it's
more.
not even attached to the
Yeah.
to the jam at all.
Yeah.
So, right.
I'm just going to walk in and try to see if I can see anything that I recognize, anything that's not like burnt or overgrown with weeds and ivy.
I'm
You
following.
Okay, you see a fireplace against the... Fuck you.
Man, what else
Against
do
the
I-
south wall. You see that there must have been some kind of a kitchen nook over here, some kind of a bedroom towards the west wall. And it almost looks as though it's a hexagon-shaped room in the back there.
I'm going to try to walk towards the bedroom part.
Okay. Where are you at, Alistair? Are you outside?
I was inside. He'll be by the fireplace.
Okay.
The doctor's just crossing the threshold.
What are you doing at the fireplace, Alistair?
Looking for personal effects, see if anyone lived here, pictures, maps.
I don't think I have that.
What, the
Oh,
map?
yeah, actually I do. Go ahead and make a perception check.
Fucking 20 right there.
Lost
It's
to
a
that.
hard 20.
Yeah, the hard 20. All right, somebody's got to write in. Give me your information so we can give this fucking die out.
It's a 24.
Okay, 24. You notice on the mantle, it says Levar Hockren, and then there's a plus sign, Visoriana Hockren.
Wait. What was that name again?
Lavar Hockren.
No, the second name.
Visoriana Hockren.
That's... How do you spell that?
VR.
Is it VESORI something something something?
ANNA.
Oh, shit.
Uh-oh.
Is this who we were looking for?
Could be.
I would like to buy a few letters.
Dude, I was spelling that name right next to where I'm spelling the letters.
What are you doing, Erwin?
I'm gonna try to do a perception check to see if I can recognize any like personal effects or anything that I can see that's left behind.
You see the remnants of an old bed frame. You see an old dresser, and you see this high vaulted ceiling. And then you suddenly see something begin to descend on you very rapidly.
Oh my God.
Get out the trap.
As you see this tentacled beast
What the
descend down from the rafters above and immediately attack you.
Shit.
Dude, I haven't attacked anything in a long time.
It's got to be at least like 3 or 4 sessions.
Yeah.
of activity
Yeah,
or
man.
something.
Oh, I gotta
Ooh.
get my glasses on for this one.
I don't know which one I want to use. I think I'm going to use this one.
You see this bulbous beak come down and strike at you for 7 points of damage. And then you feel this tentacle strike you as well
Why does Brian keep trying to murder Irwin?
for another 7 points of damage. I need you to make a Constitution save.
Gold doubloon.
All right.
Oh, come on.
Much better. 18 on the die.
Okay. You feel this venom start to course through your system and then start to ebb away. But in the meantime, you are grappled by this tentacle. And I think we should roll some initiative, guys. Yeah. Talos.
So I rolled as soon as you mentioned there was a monster, and I rolled a natural 1. So I have a total of 4.
4. Oust.
9.
Doctor.
19.
Irwin.
2.
Oh my God.
You guys suck.
Oh my
Damn.
god.
No,
I thought I did shitty. I was all like, oh, man. I was like,
I
it's
blew,
okay.
I blew, I blew
would
the 1
rather
on
be
it. I
the
blew
end.
the 1 on it, hopefully.
All right.
We are so fucked.
I did not expect you getting slower.
I thought you were going to get better. I was like, oh, man, I got a 9. I was like, I'm sure I'm the lowest one right now.
Yeah. Shit.
Did you also roll a 1?
Yeah.
Oh my
I only have +1 for initiative.
no.
So, Doctor, you see this thing drop down from the rafters. It's got a whole assortment of tentacles draped from beneath it. It has just pecked at Irwin with this large beak and then grappled it with one of its tentacles. From the doorway, what are you going to do?
It needs to make a dex save.
All right. Right out of the gate. 11.
So fails and takes
Oh, yes.
8 points of damage.
8 points.
Of radiant damage as Sacred Flame is shot at.
It reels from this, but it does not lose its grip on its prey. At that point, it attacks Irwin again with its beak for the hard 20.
Oh, man.
Give it a blue.
Back that up.
So Irwin.
Are you gonna? Oh, you. Well, then they don't get that fucking die then.
Oh, that was so close.
That
It was on a
almost there.
20 and then rolled on a 14.
Dude,
Pretty
if,
sure that's
if-
still a hit.
Oh.
Still hits, but yeah.
if you got a 20 again, you should just roll in your character at that point. Just give up.
Oh, that's not bad. 4 points.
Irwin.
Herman.
Herman.
Sherman,
Sure. Oh, dude.
Oust.
You'll never run out.
you're good.
I'm going to need you to do a constitutional save.
Constitutional.
Constitutional.
Check your amendments.
6.
6, that's going to fail. I'm going to need... You are going to take 9 points of cold damage
What are you doing?
as I'm casting Frostbite
Okay.
toward your ass.
Talos.
All right, I'm going to keep up this icy theme. Talos is going to put up his hand and shoot out a ray of frost.
Oh,
20.
yeah!
Me use a gold to
That is one.
back that up.
All right, here we go. That is a 19.
That backs it up.
All right, here we go.
Okay, so max damage and then roll your other damage.
All right. So that is 14 points of cold damage.
Damn. Okay, it's still rocking, dude. Irwin, need to make a strength check if you wish to break free.
Yes.
Wait, real quick. He only has tentacles. He doesn't have a weapon, does he?
He has a beak.
He has a beak? No.
That's also 11.
I was going to say, because since you failed your attack, you have a disadvantage on your next weapon attack.
Beaks, and I think those things count.
Does it count as a weapon?
He gets 2 attacks, though.
And then take a disadvantage on
he,
one of them.
He only has to do it once, but yeah.
Okay.
Fuck.
Oh, shit.
6.
Dude,
Sorry.
Erwin,
are you trying to roll a new character?
Maybe they were triplets.
Yeah.
Maybe.
We don't know.
You can't die. You have too many medallions.
Doctor.
Same thing. I'm going to cast Sacred Flame, so Dex check on the beastie.
Alrighty. 20
Passes.
for half? Really?
No.
No? Okay.
Cantrip.
Fucking cantrips.
Well, ironically, because he has him grappled, he actually has advantage on his attack.
Oh.
So, with the beak,
Look how fucking happy Brian is. He's the happiest I've seen
Correction,
Brian
yeah,
is when
exactly.
he's killing Nick's
and then
character.
he's going to, he's actually going to, because you are off the ground at this point, Erwin, he's going to move forward With
Okay,
you-
now this is getting spooky.
with you in
fucking
tow.
fantastic.
And I have 3 targets to attack. 1, 2 for the doctor. 3, 4 Talos. 5, 6 for Oust. He's going to attack Oust with a tentacle. 16.
That will hit.
Okay, so let me roll Erwin's damage first. 6 points of damage.
Okay. I'm down.
Oh no!
Oh, no.
Don't worry, the
And
doctor
I'll-
has healing spells.
And 11 points on Oust.
Do I, though? I don't remember if I actually...
You did. I don't know if you prepared them.
I'm a medieval doctor.
Oust, it is your turn.
I can spare the dying, at least.
We gotta push.
Yeah. Does this tentacles have reach?
It does.
All right.
Oh, so I'm not a melee.
All right.
Okay.
Roll a Constitution.
7.
7's gonna fail
Okay. Give it to me.
for another 9 points of damage, and that's frost damage, and you have disadvantage on your next weapon attack.
Okay. Talos.
All right, Talos is gonna go for one last ray of frost. Hopefully, one last ray of frost.
Another 20! No, just kidding.
No, it's a 15.
Sorry, I did
15.
hype it up.
Total?
Yep.
Misses. Damn. Erwin. Death save.
Death save, no.
Jesus Christ.
Passes.
If
Well,
it's
what
if it's 10 or higher, you're good.
Oh, yeah.
That's a good.
12.
That's one pass. Okay.
Yeah.
The doctor.
Okay, is this tentacle thing, like, is it hovering off the ground, or could I hit it with my quarterstaff?
It's hovering off the ground, but you could still hit up at it.
Like a pinata.
By the way, if you roll a 1, you're going to hit the body in his arms.
The corpse.
I'm going to take
Soon to
that
be corpse.
risk. I'm going to approach.
I would too.
And I'm going to take my doctor's quarterstaff and swing at the beast. What do I want to use? Which one do I want to use?
D20.
D20.
No, I'm just trying to think which one I want to use. Shit.
Oh, fuck. Is that a 1?
It's a
Oh,
one.
come on. Don't use a doubloon.
Definitely use a doubloon.
Not with what I was trying to do. 15.
Miss.
Oh my god.
Okay.
So the Grail drops the corpse.
All right.
Got 3 targets again.
Things are looking up.
1, 2 for the doctor. 3, 4 Talos. 5, 6 Oust.
All right.
Talos. He attacks you with the beak. 12.
12 will miss.
And then he will attack with the tentacle. Oh, the hard 20.
Fuck this
Oh,
shit.
no.
I'm
You
gonna-
fucking
here's-
guys with your fucking doubloons.
Here's a fuck you doubloon.
It's a fucking...
It's fine. I'm
Jesus.
out now. I don't have any more.
What was that, like the fourth
I got one
20?
left.
Shit.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it hovers around, missing you with both the beak and the tentacle. Oust. What are you going to do?
I'm not getting crit as a level 2 wizard, man. Fuck that.
Again, with a frostbite, roll a
Now,
Constitution
I
save.
just want you guys to know how many dice we're not giving out because of that shit.
Oh, you can't fucking guilt me.
You are inhibiting, hindering our listeners. What do you want me to make?
Constitution.
Oh, fuck, he misses.
All
Fails.
right. That's going to be a little better. It is going to be
You gotta
Sorry.
text Bella and ask, or what?
No, I just needed to make sure because I think it was adding 4 to it. So it's 6 points of damage. Frost.
All right.
Cold damage, sorry.
Talos.
All right, come on. Rear Frost. Don't hit my allies. I missed.
Is that a 1?
No, it's a 3.
No, 3.
Erwin.
All right, come on.
1.
Big money.
6.
Oh, fuck.
Fail.
So 1 good, 1 bad.
Yep.
Dude, if he gets a nat 1, oh, shit.
I got 1 doubloon
Oh,
left.
yeah.
Yeah.
Doc.
Oh, yeah. Keep
Store that one.
Keep that shit ready.
That right there.
I'm going to swing again and miss.
Oh, my God.
He has his 3 targets again. 1, 2 for the Doc, and around the clock. Again for Talos.
Oh, shit. All right, here we go.
Beak for 14.
I'm going to cast Shield.
Tentacle. 9.
All right.
It's like, is he getting his disadvantage?
Now that I cast Shield, I actually activate my Arcane Ward. So I have some more hit points.
Oust.
Alcine, Erwin in bad shape. Tries again.
Thanks. Better you than me.
Better you than me.
Sorry, buddy. Peace.
I'm out.
Again, with,
Moused.
Let's go while he's distracted.
exactly. Again with frostbite. Constitution save.
12? No, 11.
11 fails. And that will be 9 points of cold damage. Tell me this fucker freezes over.
Describe this grill's death for me.
I would love to see this thing.
Fall on Erwin.
God, I hope
Beak
not.
first.
Just completely insta-freeze and then fall from the roof away from Erwin and shatter.
Man, that's a lot of once, man. Okay, so it falls to the ground, tentacles shattering off its bulbous body as it lays lifeless and frozen at your feet.
Yeah. Kick those like shanks out of the way. Yeah. And I go over and check on Erwin.
Hey, Dad.
Come back, buddy.
All right, we have. I'm going to give him a potion of cure light wounds. Drink up, Ermin. Roll a d8, and you gain that plus your level.
Plus my level?
Yeah, that's what this thing has written.
3.
No,
Plus your level,
fuck.
so 2.
So you get 5
5
plus his
five.
level. He rolled a 1.
Oh, you rolled a 1.
Yes.
Oh my.
Oh, that. Damn.
Ready to go adventuring?
Yeah.
I don't have
Dude,
anything
we might need a
prepared.
short rest already.
I don't have anything prepared for
I
that.
need a long rest.
You have 2 hit dice. Fucking roll them up, man.
You know what? Hold on, let me pull that back up. I do have something prepared.
If
for
I had
that.
healing spells, I would use them because if
I
I
think
take a short
I
rest,
do.
I can gain 1 spell back. But
I do, but
don't
I
have
want to
them.
make sure that it's a cantrip and not.
What, all that shit you've been throwing at me?
No, that I know that is for sure. Let me see if heal is a cantrip.
So how
Heal is not a cantrip. I
It's
can
not?
guarantee.
Okay.
How many hit points are you at?
He's got 3 out of I don't know how many.
Then I wrote it on the
3
wrong
out of
spot.
19.
Fuck.
Okay. Okay. Fine. Fine. The doctor will try and help.
Thank you.
Wait, how many hit points does everyone have maximum?
I have
17.
20 max.
I think so.
I had 55.
All right, chill. It should actually probably be Talos or Oust in the front. I have 21 hit points after my arcane ward is up.
And then I could turn into an animal.
You could turn into an animal. It's probably you we should keep in front.
Great, so you guys have been sacrificing me for no reason?
I thought you were stronger than you were.
Yeah. Hey man, all that oil.
I saw
it
that
was
oil and I
intimidating.
was just like, this guy needs to be in the front,
Dude,
gleaming
you
the
should
path.
know by
That's
the Attack of the Clones that neither Ermin nor Erwin are very fucking.
You put such a facade.
It's all the
That's
oil.
why I went
It's
second.
really
I was like,
misleading.
I have a decent amount of hit points after I have my ward up, but
Yeah.
So what are you guys gonna do?
Well, the doctor tries to stitch up some of the wounds, and Erwin gets 5 hit points.
What?
5 hit points.
That
Thank
puts you
you,
at 7,
appreciate
right?
that.
all right, keep him in the back.
Yeah, Erwin, we're gonna.
You can run up later.
Here's
No,
an
I'll
apple
bring-
juice.
I'll
We're
bring up
gonna,
the rear.
Yeah. Here's an apple juice.
We're gonna sit this one out, buddy.
Oh fuck!
Did you bring your
We're
Lunchables?
gonna call your mom. Come pick you up.
Oh man. Do you think
You did well today, buddy. You did well.
Do you think Kayla's still busy?
Give him a little
Yeah.
star.
Gold star.
Okay, so
Oh my god.
So after recovering and getting Erwin back on his feet, I would like to address the name. It was a name plaque or something, right?
Yeah.
On the fireplace?
it was just scribed into
Oh,
the,
okay, so I want to bring that to the party's attention.
into the mantle.
Over the fireplace. Hey, you guys, Talos, Doc, get over here.
Maybe
you guys,
Irwin, too.
Erwin, once you get back on your
Erwin,
feet,
there's a bed.
I'm going to take a breather.
take a breather, relax. Can you hear me fine from over there?
Yeah, it's fine.
All right. I found this markings on the fireplace by the mantle. Check this out. And as it reads, was it V-E-R-I-S-O-R is what it's spelled?
Soriana.
Versuriana?
Vesorrianna.
Well, there you go.
LeVar Hochran plus Vesoriana Hochran.
Oh, yeah, I only have LeVar
Hochran.
Hochran.
I was racking my mind else to try and find out what word they could be spelling. I didn't think of anything, but the first 6 letters of this name match what's written on that monument. With any luck, we know what the next 4 are,
That means 4 more bodies will have to drop before the word's completed.
which means the name will finish in 4 days. I don't know what that entails, but
Have any of you guys heard any of this in your studies? This name mentioned?
No.
Doc? Erwin?
never.
No, but I don't put much credit to in 4 days. Haven't some multiple letters shown up in one day?
I think there was one day where we had multiple letters.
Or was
But-
it predicted that we had the multiple letters by the spirit board you spoke with?
The spirit board told you what the next letter would
What
be.
the
They
next
only gave
letter
us
was?
one more
They
letter.
gave us one letter, but it gave it to us beforehand, before it happened.
This is what, our 5th or 6th day here?
This is the fifth day.
Fifth.
5th day? Yeah, so there was one day where we had, there was 2.
letters. Yeah.
Oh,
So I remember, I thought there was one day there was 3 when I was sleeping off that terrible hangover.
Oh no, you just missed that day.
No, you just missed it.
Yeah, but that was 3 letters in one day.
No, 2. Most it's ever been was 2.
yeah, that was a
Yeah.
bad hangover,
Yeah.
Doc.
It went V, first day.
Yeah, we arrived and it was
Second
V.
day was E. Third day was S and O.
Uh-huh.
Next day was R. And then
Last
last night was I,
Yeah.
which was actually
Which technically today.
today.
It looks like it's happening at midnight. We should station people. We should station ourselves at fucking midnight.
Yeah, exactly. All 4 of us, just
Just fucking wait it out.
like the fucking Power Rangers.
But at this point, we're probably going to be totally fucked up by the time it's midnight. If anything, if the rest of this is like what we just encountered. All right. Talos is going to look for a journal or a book or anything like that.
Tell me where you want to look.
I guess that octagonal room that.
Okay, you see what's
monster
left
game-
of the bed frame, and you see an old dresser. Go ahead and make an investigation check.
Okay. That is 15.
15, you notice that there's all the drawers are empty in the dresser, but as you pull on one of them, it actually comes completely out of the dresser, and you notice that at the very back there is some kind of a book.
Reach in and pull it out. Your deck save? No.
You hear screams.
Yeah, I'll look through the book. I'm not sure what it is.
Okay, it's really old.
Okay.
You can imagine it's probably been here for decades, through all the weather, through all the winds and the cold and the dampness and the grill shit. But it appears to be in a woman's handwriting,
Okay.
and it's entitled Property of Vesoriana Hochran.
Okay.
And it goes into description about how her husband, LeVar, had just been given this position as warden of Harrowstone Prison, and how she worries for him being around this assortment of very dangerous criminals. As you start skimming through it, it's not very thick, but it does talk about she doesn't want her husband to find this particular book, and that it seems as though there are more and more ruthless prisoners being put into this prison, and not just 1 or 2 at a time, but multitudes, to the point where this place seems to become like a powder keg. And she's worried, and she's advised her husband many times that he should probably concede his position and that they should leave. She just worries so much for his safety as well as her own. She talks about wanting to start a family. Soon she's not getting any younger. She talks about how, as much as she loves him, he's very focused on the prison. That consumes much of his time and his mind's attention. And then the rest of the pages are pretty much indecipherable.
Okay. I'm going to hold on to the diary. I'm going to just keep it in my book bag. Is there anything else you wish to find here? I think we've found a good deal.
Well,
More than we asked for.
sorry, you ended up sharing that information with us, right? I just
Yeah,
assumed.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
so by any chance, Dallas, I would really like to see if this diary is true and this is the household of theirs. I would think they would have a map of some kind throughout the layout of this house. I mean, if the husband was the warden.
That makes a fair bit of sense. We can dig around for a map before we head out.
So just going to the opposite end of the little house investigation to see if I could find, kind of go through whatever rummage there is.
Sure.
I want to investigate for any corpses in the house other than the fresh one.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's going to be a 12.
12. You don't find anything else? Nothing map-wise or anything? Doc, what do you got over there?
15, just investigate. I'm sniffing around to see if I can see any bones or sense any decay.
You don't smell any decay. You do see bone fragments, but they're really small fragments. They mostly are in the area where the hexagon bedroom is at, like on the floors.
What do the bone fragments look like?
They just look like splintered bones.
Okay.
There's not one whole pure
Yeah.
bone amongst all the fragments there.
It's like probably like leftover feeding from that tentacle guy.
Good call.
Well, that's better than what I thought. I thought they got exploded.
I want to investigate the monster that we just killed.
Okay.
Try to figure out if I've recognized it or seen it before, or if I know anything about it at all.
Okay. Go and make a nature check.
12?
You probably never seen something like this in the wild before. You have heard tales of these types of creatures that usually hang out in the rafters of old buildings, usually vacant buildings, and they just wait. They could wait for days, weeks on end, because whatever they eat will sustain them. But you're kind of at a loss for anything else about them other than they are known as grells.
Grills?
Grells.
Oh, grills. Sorry.
Okay.
So what are you guys going to do?
I think I'm good in here.
Yeah, I'm done. I don't need to tally here any longer.
We got a diary. We got a name. Ermin almost died.
Yep.
Yeah, we told the
Business
whole
as
story
usual.
here.
I think we close.
Back to the prison grounds.
Okay, as you guys exit this dwelling, you see that for the first time since you guys have entered Ravengro, it starts to drizzle and rain. You see the large structure of the prison looming before you. And that's where we'll end tonight.
Totally got like the haunted house type lightning. in
Never
the
go to a
background.
place on a hill.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us once again on Roll the Hard 20 podcast. Remember, you can find us and subscribe to us on iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. And if you like what you're hearing, please leave us that 5-star review. You could also contact the show directly at rollthehard20podcast@gmail.com or head on over to the website at rollthehard20podcast.com. And be sure to check out the galleries. We got a lot of really interesting stuff posted there. And finally, join us on our Patreon page at patreon.com/rollthehard20podcast. There are ways for you to help out the show and pick up swag. So until next session, keep your dice warm and your glass full as you roll those hard 20s.
Let me make sure it's silent. All right, perfect. I don't want to pull a Brian, you know.
Thanks. Or Siri.
Or Siri.
Hey man, we're talking about old stuff.
Yeah, but I got to target you.
Right?
I'm good.
Okay.
So you guys are looking for a what? Sorry, I got to look at something real quick.
No, let's see.
No, I had messaged.
Message.
I had got an invite to a Facebook group.
Oh.
It's called That Dames and Games. I was like, oh, all right, no problem. Now, hope
They
you guys
responded.
do the same thing. She's like, I did you one better. I did. She did something with our page. Where I was like, right on.
I sent nudes.
God damn it.
Streamlined, huh?
Got it, definitely got it. But I guess she did something else. So I just said thanks a lot. I appreciate it. She said, yeah, we're gonna help each other out. That's cool.
Nice. It's awesome.
So